What up, Blockchain Nation? What up, YouTube? Thank you for taking the time to subscribe to this channel. 2019 has been an awesome year, and thank God we made it to the end. So, very quickly, I want to run over what I believe are, well, a lot of things happened in the blockchain space in 2019, but these are 10 things that were so profound in this space that really changed the things, changed the game for a lot of people in this space. So if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button below and make sure you hit the bell so that you can get weekly notifications whenever I release these videos. Just a quick one, if you want to really accelerate your growth and you're learning about blockchain technology in 2020, then make sure you subscribe to this channel, because we're starting this coming 2020 big. We're going to have a lot for you guys. So later on about what's going on in 2020. But very quickly, I want to talk about 10 things that happened in the blockchain space in 2019 that I think were very relevant and made a huge difference in general acceptance or propelling forward of the blockchain industry. So if you're ready, say I'm ready. Here we go. Number 10. So Samsung added Bitcoin functionality to its blockchain phones. I think that's a very huge one. So previously, well, we all know that Samsung is a huge provider in the smartphone space, and they offered cryptocurrency storage and transactions for Ethereum and related ERC20 tokens. So if you use an older or newer Samsung phone, you know that it has these features. It has an SDK that connects to other crypto assets like Ethereum. But now they've taken it a step further. They allow the devices to do stuff like lock addresses to blockchain key storage. I know I've absolutely butchered that, but I'm going to give a link below so that you can read more about what exactly Samsung did. And I think that's huge. Bottom line is that Samsung is a huge player in the mobile phone space. Most people later use an iPhone or use some kind of Android phone, and Samsung is winning the Android space. So for a company like Samsung to get involved in blockchain, I think, in my personal opinion, that that definitely was a huge win for blockchain. So number 10 is definitely the fact that Samsung added Bitcoin functionality to its blockchain phones. Number 9, New Zealand legalizes to pay employees in crypto. That is crazy. A whole country has legalized that you can actually pay your employees, if an employer, in cryptocurrency. So if an employer in New Zealand, you can ask your employer and say that you would like to take your paycheck in crypto. It has to be a cryptocurrency that can be converted to fiat. It has to be a cryptocurrency that maintains some kind of volatility. So I think they are pushing for some kind of stable coins. That way the volatility doesn't affect your paycheck. But the fact that a country like New Zealand has legalized that you can actually accept your currency or your paycheck in cryptocurrencies is absolutely insane. A whole country. Very soon, that's the first country, in my personal opinion, over the next 5-10 years, more countries will begin to do the exact same thing. So that is huge. All right. Number 8. Walmart files a patent for its own stable coin. Walmart in the United States is one of the biggest wholesale stores. In fact, one of the biggest wholesale stores in the world. And Walmart is now trying to come up with its own stable coin, which is amazing. So they want to have a crypto-backed or a blockchain-backed stable coin. Which please watch my previous video when I talked about stablecoins. I'm going to put a link below if you know what a stablecoin is. But Walmart has filed a patent because they want to issue their own stablecoin, which ultimately will mean that whenever you want to buy something at Walmart, you can use US dollars, you can use whatever currency they allow, but you can also use their stablecoin to actually pay for stuff at Walmart. And for the fact that Walmart has thousands of stores in the United States, the impact of that is global, is amazing, and is absolutely insane. So number 8, Walmart has filed a patent for its own stablecoin, which is amazing. All right, now number 7. Now the SEC has decided to run its own Bitcoin, Ripple, and Ethereum node. Once again, if you're not sure what a Bitcoin node is, I'll put a link below in one of my previous videos where I talked about Bitcoin nodes. But the fact that, so the SEC is a regulatory body in the United States. We have the SEC, we have the IRS, we have other people who do other things. We have the controller of the currency. We have the so many regulatory bodies. But the SEC is a major regulatory bodies, and they regulate securities, even though they have said that Bitcoin is not a security. They have said that Bitcoin is an asset, but at the same time, they want to be able to run their own Bitcoin node so they can validate transactions as well. That's amazing. How is it that the SEC is going to run its own Bitcoin, Ripple, and Ethereum node? That is amazing. That the fact that the United States government is getting involved and trying to monitor and see what's going on in the blockchain space by actually running a node for Bitcoin, Ripple, and Ethereum, that to me is absolutely amazing. All right, number 6 will be the Huawei CEO has called on China to create its own stablecoin as well. So Huawei, it's a huge telecom provider, and they have a huge market in China and in Asia. And the CEO actually made a comment that China should actually come up with its own stablecoin, which is amazing. First was Walmart, and now Huawei actually made a statement and is urging that China comes up with its own stablecoin. I know that in China, the social media platform like WeChat is crazy, and you can do payments over WeChat. Who knows? Maybe that's the path that they might decide to go and create a stablecoin where you can do transactions over a huge social media platform like WeChat. So that's a huge one. That the fact that Huawei CEO called on China to create its own stablecoin is absolutely amazing. All right, Block One has created a social media platform called The Voice. Block One is the company behind EOS.io. EOS is a blockchain platform that is doing amazing things. It's one of the top 10, I believe, cryptocurrencies. So I did a video also about how EOS is different from Ethereum. Another, I believe it was a video that described how EOS was different from Neo and Ethereum. So I'm going to put a link for that too. So EOS is a big player in the blockchain space, and now they have launching a fantastic, phenomenal social media platform called Voice. The CEO of or the CTO, I believe, of EOS is a guy by the name of Dan Larimer. Dan Larimer, before he launched EOS, he was one of the guys or founders of another wonderful concept in the blockchain space called Steemit and DTUBE. I did a video on that as well. I'll put a link below. So Steemit and DTUBE are social media platforms. DTUBE is kind of a little bit like YouTube. Steemit is a social media platform like Instagram, where you can share posts and get likes and get rewarded in actual cryptocurrency for sharing your content. And so the same brains behind that is coming up with a huge platform called The Voice. It's going to be an amazing social media platform, and that came out sometime earlier this year. So that's something that was huge in the blockchain space for 2019, and I think it's going to have a huge impact in 2020 as well. All right, number 4 is the information that is necessary. Not all the things that happen in the blockchain space is good news. Some of it is bad news, but bad news, good news. All news is good news. All news is news, and news brings attention to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So number 4, how the happenings in 2019 will be the fact that Binance, which is a cryptocurrency exchange, was hacked for $40 million. Yes, that's 40 million. So Binance, a huge cryptocurrency exchange, was actually hacked earlier on this year for $40 million. $40 million. I like the fact that the CEO, CZ, took responsibility for it. I think that from there they have enough money in their reserves that could cover up the difference. At first, there were some arguments about how there should be some kind of fork in the chain so that part of the hack gets erased from the network. But nobody was buying that. And if I like the fact that they just swallowed it and they are improving their security features, but bottom line is they were hacked for $40 million. That's $1 million. So that was crazy, but that's a huge thing that happened in the blockchain space in 2019. All right, so for number 3, the Bitcoin price went as high as 10K in 2019. Whoa, I don't know what the price is at the time I'm recording this video, or at the time of this video, you're watching this video, but at the time I'm recording this video, it's less than 10K, it's about $8,000 when I checked it this morning. But this year, middle of this year, 2019, Bitcoin went over $10,000. That's huge. Who knows where Bitcoin is going to go in 2020? I'm excited to see what that's going to look like. So number 3, Bitcoin price went over $10,000. All right. Second, on number 2 on my list is the fact that the U.S. government comments on Bitcoin. The U.S. government, the Secretary to the Treasury, as well as Congress came together and they made a huge comment on a new platform that came out, or a new cryptocurrency that came out in the block. Well, it's not really, arguably, it's not a cryptocurrency. I'm going to say what that is. Actually, my number 1 thing that happened this year. But the U.S. government came out and made comments. First of all, it was Donald Trump. Donald Trump tweeted about blockchain, about Bitcoin, and talked about how it wasn't a cryptocurrency. Then you had the Secretary of the Treasury making comments. So the fact they have the US government making comments about Bitcoin and blockchain and cryptocurrency is huge, 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 huge. And that was very, 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 very big news. Watch my video where I talked about demand for blockchain developers is growing, and I talk about that extensively. All right, so last but not the least, to me, what I think one of the biggest things that happened in the blockchain space in 2019, and where all the noise came from, and where caused most of the rockets and commotion and all that stuff, was the fact that Facebook launched the Libra coin. Facebook launched Libra coin, and that brings me back to most of the things that happened in 2019. That is why Walmart decided to come up with its own cryptocurrency. That's why the CEO of Huawei came up and said that China should come up with its own rival to Libra as well. That's why the Bitcoin price went up to 10K. So that singular event caused a lot of things to happen. That's why the United States government came out and started making comments about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and Libra. And they brought David Marcus, who is the head of Libra, to the hot seat where they tried to grill him and ask him all sorts of questions. But he tried his best to answer the questions. And who knows what's going to happen to the Libra project in the end. But the fact that Facebook got involved in Libra, or got involved in the cryptocurrency space was huge. And to me, that is the number one thing that happened in 2019 in the blockchain space, and caused a lot of other ripple effects to happen. So 2019 was amazing. 2019 was phenomenal. 2020 is going to be even bigger. So look out for the next video that I'm about to release. I'm going to talk about how 2020 is going to be the year of blockchain explosion. Look out for that video. It's going to be great. Please comment below if there are other things that you believe that happened in 2019 that I was mentioning in the Bitcoin cryptocurrency space. Watch all the videos on this channel so that you can get all the information out there, so that you can be better equipped for what's going to happen next year. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be wonderful. And you are going to be a part of it if you decide to take this industry seriously, baby. So, until next time, it's my wish for you that you learn how to code, because coding is changing and will change the world, especially this blockchain, distributed ledger technology space. And it's my personal opinion that those who get involved early will greatly impact the future in 2020 and beyond. And if that's you, let's go change the world, baby. Woohoo!